Hey guys, it's Merrick and Leanne, and you're watching episode 6 of the Modern Girl's Guide to Sewing. This video covers our favorite part of clothing construction, fabric! We want to introduce to you the main types of fabric that work best for apparel sewing. In many of our pieces, it's the fabric that initiates the inspiration for what we decide to make. We are totally obsessed with fabric. Some fabric we love so much it almost becomes like another child to us. We have to save it for the very perfect garment.
I know. Even if that means you have to keep it in a closet for years before you find the perfect thing.
Yes, but certain fabrics work better than others for different types of garments, so it's important to become familiar with a few fabric staples.
The two different categories that fabric fall under are woven fabrics and knit fabrics. Woven fabrics are created with threads that cross over and under each other, forming a grid pattern like a basket weave. Knits are created with one continuous yarn and look like tiny rows of braids. There are three big differences between knits and wovens. Number one, the main difference is that knits stretch when pulled from opposite ends widthwise. This is also called the weft. And wovens have little to no stretch when pulled from opposite ends. Some wovens can have a little stretch when pulled from either end diagonally, and this is called the bias. Number two, knit fabrics don't fray along the edges, and woven fabrics usually do. And number three, if you crinkle knit fabric into a ball, it will usually bounce back and hold its shape, where woven fabrics will have visible wrinkles.
We are partial to knit for most of our garment making. If you line up everything that we've made, probably 70% of our pieces are made out of knits. Because they're stretchy, they're very forgiving, which is great for beginner seamstresses. So many of the clothing that we buy in stores is made out of knit fabric too. Basic t-shirts, cardigans, maxi skirts, etc. They're soft and super comfy to wear.
Knits fall into two different categories, jersey or single knits, and interlock or double knits. Jersey knits have a right and a wrong side, meaning one side is more vibrant than the other. The right side of the fabric is typically more obvious on a printed pattern than a solid. But you can tell the right side of single knits by tiny little V marks running up and down the fabric. Interlock knits are thicker knits with no right or wrong side of the fabric. Either side has a pattern and color that is just as bright and vivid. Knits are made up of a variety of fabrics: cotton, polyester, spandex, nylon, lycra, but we've found that actually getting the knits in your hand and feeling the thickness and weight will help you determine what the fabrics will best be used for. Really lightweight, almost see-through knits work well for t-shirts, but not for skirts. But just a fair warning, these are the hardest kinds of knits to work with. Some knits have a slinky, silky feel to them that drape and hang really nicely. These work well for tops, cardigans, and also for skirts. Because knits have a good stretch to them, they work well for simple pieces like our basic A-line skirt, which you'll make at the end of this course. The waistband can be created without having to add a zipper because it can easily stretch over your curves.
Let's move on to woven fabrics. Woven fabrics come in so many different blends, so we just picked out a few of our favorites.
Shirting fabric. This is the kind of fabric that you would use to make a basic button-up or collared top. It comes in gingham, flannel, chambray, and lots of other styles. Brocade fabric is thick and elegant with an ornate two-tone pattern. It's heavy, so it would work for a skirt or jacket. Linen is one of our favorite woven fabrics. It has some weight to it and drapes really beautifully. It takes dyes very well and comes in lots of bright, vivid colors. I found some of the most beautiful linens down at the LA Fabric District, and they were my main inspiration for my Take a Bow skirt from my clothing line. Woven fabrics can also be really thin and delicate, like this chiffon or this silk, and these are great for making kimonos, blouses, and scarves.
Using the proper kind of fabric on a garment is crucial. If you were to cut a waistband from 100% quilting fabric,
Like this.
it wouldn't have the stretch necessary to pull over your hips. You would have to put in either a zipper or an elastic waistband. There are so many other kinds of fabric out there, but these are a few of our favorites that we use on a regular basis.
We've also included some of our favorite places to buy fabric online in our resource guide, so make sure you check that out. Let's go make a skirt. This
I know.
makes me want to make a
me
skirt.
Let's go sew.
Let's
sew.
go sew.